Here are 3 things women love far more than money, things that capture hearts, build legacies, and transcend wealth. While financial security has its place, there are deeper currencies that matter more than money. In a world obsessed with wealth, possessions, and social status, it's easy to assume that money is the ultimate prize, the golden key that opens every heart. But when you look beyond the surface, beyond the diamonds and designer bags, you'll discover something far more profound. Women, strong, intelligent, intuitive women, are drawn to forces that can't be bought, traded, or deposited in a bank. Number 1. Purpose. A man with vision bigger than himself. Here's a truth few will say out loud. Women are not drawn to power, they're drawn to purpose. A man can have money, but if he has no direction, no drive, no meaning to his life, his wealth becomes hollow. A woman wants to walk beside a man who's building something greater than himself. A man with a mission, a calling, a fire in his soul. Purpose is attractive because it creates passion, momentum, and meaning. A man who wakes up each day with a reason, not just for success, but for impact, is a man who's alive in every sense of the word. He's not coasting through life. He's carving his path through it. And when a woman sees that fire, it ignites something in her too. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about where you are, it's about where you're going and why. A man with purpose, not just a man chasing success for applause, not a man living for likes, fame, or fleeting validation, but a man with vision, one that reaches beyond his own comfort, beyond his own desires, a vision bigger than himself. This kind of man, he's magnetic, he's rare, and to many women, he's irresistible. Because purpose is not just about what a man does. It's about who he is becoming, what he's building, and the legacy he's willing to leave behind. It's a fire in his soul that doesn't burn out, and it changes everything. How he walks, how he loves, how he leads. Let's explore what makes purpose so powerful and why women are drawn to men who carry it with conviction. Purpose is more than a goal, more than a dream. It's a calling, a compass. It's a deep, unshakable why that wakes a man up in the morning and keeps him going when life gets hard. It's the refusal to live on autopilot. It's the hunger to create, to build, to serve, to impact. It's the quiet determination to make every breath mean something. A man with purpose doesn't chase comfort. He chases meaning. He understands that life is short, time is sacred, and impact is everything. He may not have all the answers, but he's moving forward with intention. Women are not looking for men who are perfect, but they are drawn to men who are moving toward something, building, growing, pursuing something that matters. A man with direction is a man who brings stability. He knows where he's going, and that certainty creates safety. When a man lives with purpose, it shows in his discipline. His choices aren't random. His habits aren't reckless. His life is rooted in intention, not impulse, and that creates trust. Because when a woman walks beside a man with purpose, she knows she's not just part of his present. She's walking with someone who's shaping his future. Passion isn't just for romance, it's a way of life. A man with purpose radiates passion. He speaks with conviction. He works with intensity. He shows up with energy, fire, and focus. That kind of passion is contagious. It pulls people in. It ignites connection. Women are naturally intuitive. They can feel when a man is just existing and when he's truly alive. Purpose breathes life into a man's soul, and that life becomes a wellspring that pours into everything he touches, including his relationships. A man without purpose often gives up in those moments. But a man with vision, he presses on. He doesn't crumble under pressure, he refocuses, because he's not doing it just for money, fame, or attention. He's doing it because it matters. And women feel safe with a man who doesn't abandon his mission when it gets hard. Because if he stays committed to his calling, chances are he'll stay committed to her, too. The most powerful men are the ones whose purpose extends beyond themselves. It's not just about building a business. It's about building a community, not just chasing a dream, but lifting others while doing it. Not just reaching the top, but helping others climb, too. When a man's vision is bigger than himself, he becomes a force for good. His legacy is not measured in trophies, but in lives touched. His strength isn't in how loudly he commands attention. It's in how humbly he serves. Women are drawn to men who care about something more than their own ego, because that kind of man doesn't just love with emotion, he loves with purpose too. His love builds, protects, uplifts, it's intentional. It's generous. It's safe. Number 2, emotional security, the safe space of the soul. Emotional security is the peace money can never buy. Money can build a mansion, but it can't create a home. Emotional security, on the other hand, builds a sanctuary in the heart. It's the deep sigh of relief when she knows she can be herself, fully and unapologetically, with no fear of judgment or rejection. Women long for a connection where their vulnerability is met with empathy, not ego, where their silence is heard and their chaos is embraced. It's not about solving every problem, it's about standing firm in the storm. It's knowing that when the world becomes too loud, she has someone who will hold her hand and simply say, "I've got you." This kind of emotional safety is priceless. It's more rare than riches, and when a woman finds it, she values it far more than any luxury car or exotic vacation. In a world full of constant noise, changing expectations, and superficial standards, one thing remains timeless in the heart of every woman: the craving for emotional security. Forget the fleeting thrills of material gifts or the temporary spark of grand gestures. What women truly seek, what anchors them, soothes them, and makes them feel seen, is the comfort of knowing they are emotionally safe. Not just heard, but deeply understood. Not just held, but genuinely cherished. Emotional security is the invisible thread that weaves trust, respect, love, and connection together. It's the safe space a woman feels in someone's presence. It's the freedom to express her heart without fear of being ridiculed, ignored, or dismissed. It's the peace of knowing that her emotions won't be weaponized, her vulnerability won't be used against her, and her imperfections won't push someone away. Emotional security says, women often move through life navigating pressure from every side. To be strong but soft, successful but humble, confident but not too much. The world tells them to be everything at once while also questioning if they're ever enough. You can tell a woman you love her 100 times, but if your actions feel inconsistent, cold, or confusing, those words fall flat. Emotional security is the foundation that makes love believable. It's what makes affection feel real. It's consistency, not chaos. It's clarity, not confusion. A woman doesn't want to wonder where she stands. She doesn't want to play guessing games with her heart. She wants to know deep down that you won't abandon her when things get hard or shut down when emotions rise. She wants to trust that she's not just an option, she's a priority. Because where there is no emotional security, there is no safety. And where there is no safety, love can't grow. Women love deeply. They give with their hearts, nurture with their souls, and feel with intense depth. But with that depth comes vulnerability. And vulnerability, when mishandled, can leave deep wounds. That's why emotional security matters so much. It allows a woman to bring her full self into a relationship, not just the polished parts, but also her scars, her fears, her truths. When she feels safe, she lets her guard down. And when she lets her guard down, that's when real intimacy begins. To a woman, emotional security means, I can show you all of me, and you won't run. You'll stay, you'll understand, and you'll love me anyway. So if you want to love a woman, truly love her. Don't just offer her flowers. Offer her safety. Offer her your emotional strength, your consistency, your care. That's what she remembers. That's what she values. Because in the end, the most irresistible man is not the one with the biggest bank account. It's the one with the biggest heart and the safest soul. Number 3, attention. Real, undivided, soul-level presence. Too many people today are physically there, but mentally miles away. What women truly love is not a man who shows up with a wallet full of credit cards, but one who shows up with a heart fully present. It's the small moments, when you look into her eyes without glancing at your phone, when you ask how she feels and really care to know, when your attention isn't divided between her and a dozen distractions, but centered solely on the moment you share. Presence is powerful because it says you matter. It communicates value, respect, and love louder than any gift ever could. And women don't just notice presence, they feel it deeply. It's a force that moves them. It melts walls and builds bridges. Being present costs nothing, but it gives everything. For many women, love is not just about words spoken, gifts given, or promises made. It's about something far more intimate, something deeply felt but rarely given. Real, undivided, soul-level presence. To be clear, attention is not the same as being in the same room. It's not about texting from across the couch or having dinner while glancing at your phone. It's not about convenience. It's about connection. Presence is when you're with her, heart, mind, eyes, and soul. It's when your energy says, you're not just here, you matter. Right now, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. And that kind of presence, that kind of intentional, focused attention, it can move a woman's soul. There's something you need to understand. Attention is how many women feel valued. Not expensive gifts, not sweet words posted on social media, but the way you look into her eyes when she speaks, the way you set down your phone, the way you ask questions and actually care about the answers. When a woman receives your undivided attention, she feels seen, not just for her body, her beauty, or what she can do for you, but for who she is beneath it all. Anyone can show up physically, but real presence, that takes intention. It's the difference between nodding while thinking about something else versus looking her in the eyes, absorbing every word she says. Sitting next to her on the couch, both on your phones, versus putting the world on pause to talk, laugh, and hold space for each other. saying, "I'm listening," versus proving it by asking thoughtful questions, remembering details, and responding from the heart. Presence means you're not just there, you're with her. Mind, body, and soul. We're living in an age of distraction. We're constantly pulled in 10 different directions: emails, notifications, work, social media, endless scrolling. Attention spans have shrunk. Conversations are shallow. Time together doesn't always mean togetherness. And yet, in the middle of all this noise, women are still wired for depth. They crave emotional intimacy, the kind that doesn't come from constant texting, but from meaningful moments where the heart feels fully acknowledged. You listen with your whole body. Your eyes meet hers. Your phone is down. You're not waiting to respond, you're simply listening. You're curious, not just polite. You ask her about things that matter to her, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to know. You pay attention to her energy. You can tell when something's off, even when she says, "I'm fine," and you care enough to dig deeper. You make her feel like the center of your world, at least for that moment. When you're with her, everything else fades. She feels chosen, prioritized. You show up not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. Real presence doesn't disappear when emotions rise or life gets inconvenient. It leans in. When a woman is given soul-level presence, she blossoms. She softens, she trusts, she opens, she thrives. Because presence is proof that she is worthy of time, attention, understanding, and love. It silences her fears. It heals old wounds. It builds something that money, status, or physical attraction can never replicate: soul connection. It tells her, "You're not just someone I want in my life. You're someone I'm willing to stop the world for." You can buy her roses, write her poems, take her on trips. But if your mind is somewhere else when she speaks, if your heart is distracted when she needs connection, she feel it. Because in the end, what women remember most is not what you gave them, but how you made them feel. And nothing makes a woman feel more loved than being seen, heard, and valued with your whole heart.